What's going on, everybody? So today I'm going to do the simplest of stuff. I've absolutely jacked up my glute, TFL, piriformis, probably to the point of piriformis syndrome, like that. Our stress level stuff's through the roof, so we're going to do the simplest possible thing that's got some of the most bang for your buck with kettlebell, and that is the clean and press. So what I'm going to do is every minute on the minute, and I just realized I didn't have my timer. Well, now I do. But I'm going to do 30 minutes. We're going to go every minute on the minute, and what I'm going to do is just regulate the reps per minute, or at least the reps per that, in a way that's going to give me a changing amount of rest during the sets. So for the first minute, I'm going to do 5. The second minute, I'm going to do 4 each side. Then I'm going to do 3 each side. I'm going to rotate between those 3 over and over until the end of the 30 minutes. So it ends up being a decent amount of work, but also in a way that challenges you, at the same time allows you to recuperate the farther you go. So every third one is going to be generally tough. Every other, the second, so basically B's, the 4 per minute, are going to be not as tough, but still challenging. So let me start this up and get the timer warmed up. I've been doing stretches since Thursday. Have an appointment tomorrow to get this worked on as well, the hip and area. So like I said, it's just going to be clean and press. That is it. It's going to be an easy on paper workout, so you'll probably see that. That's my favorite things to write. They look easy on paper. They're not easy to do. So it's kind of a joke. So I'm going to start this timer right here for that first minute. Hopefully you can hear me. Let me know over here. Hopefully everybody got out and voted today. It's an important thing. Let's see. So our clock, I'm going to go and start, and I'm going to go immediately in. I'm going to start with my left arm, 5 each side, and I'm going to go. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's going to give me roughly 20 seconds of rest. Now I'm going to do the 4 on each side and the 3. So if you want to join me, I'm using a 24 kilogram bell. Nothing crazy. 5 seconds to go. I'm going to try to catch my breath in between. 2, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is going to end up being fairly different than most of my training sessions. Notice, because I'm not doing a lot of legs, not doing a lot of squats, not doing a lot of lunges, because I want to be able to recuperate from this. The only way that I can continue to go forward is to recuperate from the issue. And that means not trying to run my way through that wall. 3 reps each side. 1, 2, 3. Switch. 1, 2, 3. this will become challenging. So right there, 10th of the way through, and now I have 20 seconds to recuperate. But I've also done 5, 4, 3. I've done 12 reps each side. So 24 reps in 3 minutes. It's gonna get up there. 3, 2, 1. Here's the fast one. So cleans, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I haven't touched a kettlebell in a fairly long time, since last Thursday. It's really weird for me. Taking that time off reminds me how much I actually enjoy it. But I need to go into something simple like this. Simple doesn't mean not challenging. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Notice no matter how fast I go from the clean into the press, I'm pressing from this position. I'm not pressing from up here. When I do kettlebell, I go for the most full range of motion that I possibly can. It's the whole point of using these things, in my opinion. So that was 4, now it's 3. 1, 2, 3. Now I had an idea. 1, 2, 3. And my idea was to change that third set, every third set that has 3, into a snatch, into a press. We'll see. But this is weird. Like, as many sessions as I've used kettlebells over the last 12, 13 years, every now and then I'll still get some irritation in the forearm area. I mean, I would love to tell you that you're not going to feel that. Do you have a burn victim?
Yeah,
What'd you do?
I just caught the air press. It was falling off the mug and it all poured on my hand.
Uh-oh, we have a coffee fatality. Oh, it's time to go. Damn it. Not gonna do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. We like our coffee hot. 5, right? That wouldn't happen if you used iced coffee.
I'm not ready to make a joke out of this yet because I'm actually burned really bad.
Oh, sorry.
Swelling up.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Hi, buddy.
Look what I can do.
2.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
You counting? than me.
11.
Whoa.
16.
You went from 12 to 16.
17. 18.
Oh man.
17. 18. 11.
Ollie's doing 11 to my 8. So let's try the snatch one. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. I really like that. It's gonna get challenging because we're almost there. We're almost at the beginning. We are at the beginning. We're only 9 minutes in. So let's start back again, doing the 5 reps per minute. Notice I'm going very fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gone fast on that. Still got 20 seconds. So I like this. The more intense that you go, the less rest you're gonna, or the more rest you're gonna have. So I like actually, I'm a sprinter. That's what I do when I lift, when I kettlebell sport. I pace myself and then sprint. Here's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm using a 24 kilogram bell. What does it end up being? 240 presses, I think. I mean, I'm feeling like getting tense in spots. So when I have a lot of mental stress, my physical training slows down into simpler things to do. What's this? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 1. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we're a little over. Oh, did not feel good. Just mental stress is a mess. Really affects everything. I'm tense in spots that I'm never tense in. But that's how you have to adjust. To adapt, you adjust. 1. That's the most politically correct, awesome mug ever.
There's nothing wrong with her. She's perfect.
Everyone thinks there is. But you're right. There's not.
It's
Whoa, careful, careful, careful! What is going on? Well, I don't know. Are we back here? I guess. 4 here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have to exercise because it makes this better. But I have to adapt things, otherwise I'm going to make this worse. Now, when little dude's not pulling over our whole broadcast, we should be okay. Time to go. 1. So we're in the snatch press. 2. Whoops. That's a half snatch if you want. 3. 1. 2. So a lot of these things, I'm really only getting like 20 seconds of rest. If you have any questions, pop them over there. And after the training session is done, I'll try to read it and give you my thoughts. It's almost time to go for the 5. I mean, that's so fast. 1. I think that's fine. One of the last Instagram posts, I'm going to stretch her a little bit. Need to get some up top. So instead of compression, we're going for decompression by hanging and doing stick stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I'm starting to feel it. Definitely hadn't had enough food for today. That goes into the last Instagram post I made when I was doing mace stuff. I could care less about how many times I do 100% maximum workout. I'd rather do 85, and I'd rather focus on making sure I did 85 all the time and above. Just 1, 2, 3. Yeah. 1. Whoops. So notice this too. Your pace affects how you're breathing because you have to breathe to your movement. So by training different tempos in the same time, makes you focus more on breathing and movement. Now this is, that's 3. Okay, here's 5 again. Woo! Already there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5. One thing, it's been months and months, actually since before I went to Portugal in June, that I've always been over 100 kilograms. So recently I've been under, and I just hit 217 and a half this morning. Probably stress, right? 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Normally, I talk about stabilizing up top for at least a breath or so, but this one I'm trying to rush because I'm actually working on basically strength volume, but I still want to get that boom. I want to get that lock. In kettlebell sport, they call it fixation. I prefer to call it, for what I do, structural integrity, snatch, press, snatch, press, integrity. The sweat is starting to flow. 1, press, whoops, snatch, and press, snatch, press. So, that's a really interesting combo there. Instead of the clean and press, where you're cleaning and you're starting above, when you snatch, you have to drop down and you have an extra eccentric on each press, which is effing cool, if I'm to say so. I like to do different things that challenge me all the time. Floating around. Oh, it's 5 again. So, feel it starting to pour. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Leaving questions over there. I'll get to them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, get in there. What's the benefit of doing kettlebell cleans? Getting a weight to your shoulder. Number 1, singles or doubles. How many times in your day-to-day life or your weekly life? I do 4 here. Hold on. So hip hinge, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, cleans. Get them to your shoulder. Gives you another starting spot to press or walk or carry. It's one of the major parts of kettlebell training. You need singles are different than doubles. Stabilization is just different. There's more rotational, more lateral. With doubles, it's more sagittal, up and down, forward, backward. Both are important. So now we're back to 3, I believe. I might have messed something up. Really don't care. Because I feel I don't know. We're just gonna go 1, 2, 3. 1. No, I think I'm right. I didn't press. So press, press. Last snatch. It makes you think. Sometimes that's why I'm only doing it on one of the minutes. Is the thinking moves and the thinking count, because I just don't want to. That's 3. All right. So, if you're just hopping on, sorry we got a super late start tonight. We're doing clean and presses. 5 in the first minute each side, 4 in the second minute each side, and 3 on the third minute each side. I'm doing snatch into press on that third, but now we're back to 5 and I'm already sweating like crazy. I like to wear anatomical shirts by good bands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 5. Now the next one's 4. You have 15 minutes or seconds to get ready. Hey buddy, I really need you to go in the other room. Ollie, I really want you to go in the other room, okay? Thank you. Well, that's at least royalty-free music. Absolutely feeling this. Okay, so now here's the 1 to 26. I'm actually on time. I'm actually got this time right. So that was in 26 minutes. 1 more on the 3 rep set. That's to put 27. That means I have 1 more set to go of 3 minutes. This is a great one. I'm proud to have made it up. Okay. Snatch. And lower, press. Whoops. And snatch. Lower eccentric, press, back again. Snatch, lower, press. 1. 1. 2. And 3. Okay, so notice I'm going basically like 20 seconds of rest, 15, 20 seconds of rest on that 5-minute set, that 5 rep each set. And the next one, 4 each side, which is 8 per minute. I'm getting about 20 seconds of rest. And there, it's got about 30 because it was snatch press. So now, this is the last set of three of this 30-minute set of nothing but clean and presses. And we'll do the math after I'm done. Go. So 5 each side. 1. I can feel it getting easier. 2. 3. 4. 5. I switch. 1. 2. 3. 4. And 5. Okay. Love this workout. And I'm going to be adding this a lot. Easy on paper, that's the thing. If you like stuff like this, my kettlebell only muscle gain volume 1 is something you would like. Stuff like this, easy on paper, challenging as hell to train for here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1 more minute left. This is great. Let's see what's up on here. How do you come up with these? Off the dome, straight up. It's exactly what I do with my training sessions. And then I find out how it makes me feel. I'm really good at feeling what I need to do now compared to what I just did and where I want to go. Basically, it's reactive programming. Number 3 here. And a lot of experience. Sometimes I modify as I go, only in a way that's not going to cause me to cheat. Last 3 here. 1, press. 2, snatch, press. 3, snatch, press. And there we go. About 25 seconds left. Let me read some of these things and we'll do some talking. Alright, so I'm going to get my, whoops. Yeah, there you go. You see me there? Can you see me now? Can you see me now? Alright, 6 shirt, by the way. Yeah, arms way. I like this. It says, hey, this is, you half-ass sweated today. Got some, what's that? Oh, hold on a second, I got an alarm. Okay. I don't give a shit if it takes you. Okay, so now, start banging out questions and I'll help you out. While I recuperate, while I find my drink. I don't even think I brought it in. Yeah, I'll be right back. Sorry you burned yourself. Okay, I'm back. Let's move this over here. You can hear me talk or something. Whatever. Let's put it up there. Alright, I hope it doesn't pick up this computer. Alright, yep. So, oh, right there probably. Better? Better? Let's see. Alright, hope everybody can hear me, because I haven't heard a thing. What's odd is stress causes me to drink less water, and I end up drinking way more green tea and coffee and teas. Alright, because I'm just looking for flavor and stuff like that. Water, I always try to add either a sea salt, a real salt into here, or add, let me change this a little bright, or some trace mineral drops. That's probably a little better. See? Okay, yeah. Anyway, yeah, so trace mineral drops, because what is sweat? Water and minerals. You deplete a lot of stuff. If I drink certain, I don't know, I just saw a really interesting article about how coffee and tea doesn't actually dehydrate you. What it was based off a really old thing. I was gonna say, because I'm not dehydrated and I drink a lot. To me, it definitely makes your mouth feel dry, but that doesn't mean, that's like the tannic part of tea and coffee. That doesn't mean that you're dehydrated. Just because certain foods can make your mouth feel dry. Liquids, tastes. I can't. You have to follow my Instagram to see that one on the stress part. But anyway, oh yeah. So like the tannic tannins and stuff like that in wine, anything like that. That can make, think about like a red wine makes your mouth dry. A dry wine will make you feel tongue feel dry. Certain fruits, like, okay, here's a great example. Persimmons that aren't ripe, bananas that aren't ripe will make your tongue, your mouth feel very, very dry. So anyway, yeah, there's a really interesting article that I was reading about how coffee doesn't make you dehydrated, and you can still count that liquid. Now, what it can do, I have seen, is a lot of those things can decrease B vitamins. Coffee can, at least what I remember reading, coffee can decrease B vitamins. So if you're doing that, and also possibly help your body get rid of certain minerals. So make sure that your dietary intake is accounting for the minerals or whatever's that coffee or your chosen drink might be getting rid of. I notice that I do feel better by taking a pretty strong multivitamin, and when times that I don't, I definitely feel different, and that could be B vitamins. B vitamins are very helpful for many forms of stress. Yeah, so I kind of got thrown off by the injury that I'm dealing with right now, and it is rough. We've been working with a lot of different tools to try to fix that. If anybody has ever had a certain amount of like sciatica or piriformis syndrome, you know how miserable it could possibly be. For days, I could not fall asleep because of the pressure. I couldn't lay on my side that hurt. I couldn't lay on the opposite side because it made both sides hurt. So I'm trying to figure that out, and I have an appointment tomorrow to get that worked on again. That's why you notice I didn't do any squatting. I didn't do any lunging activities. I didn't do a bunch of swings. Cleans are enough because of keeping that bell real close to my body. A lot of people, when they swing, they throw that bell so far. They let their shoulders migrate forward, especially on single arm swing. So what they do is when they're doing single arm swing, they're rotating inward, at least you should be, rotating inward, and as they come up, the shoulder's already out. It's already past the center of the spine, so the center of you, right? I almost said epicenter. Anyway, so you rotate, and then they come up, and that bell is the shoulder's already out here. So they end up reaching out much farther. So you gotta be careful of that with singles. When you have the bell out in front of you so much, that puts more stress on the posterior chain, and especially the low back and spinal erectors when you're out, because you're not giving yourself a chance to build the bottom of the bridge. Okay, so when you're folding over, when we're flexing at the hip, remember your abdominals, the front, the anterior part of your body. The opposite of whatever, the posterior, everybody says on swings. The opposite. As we bend, that should form the bottom of the bridge. The bottom of the bridge has to be strong. Yes, it's building your glutes, your hips, your back, all that stuff, your traps, but it still should be also bracing enough at the bottom and at the top. And when I say top, so you don't get lazy and stay loose. The reason to stay more braced at the top, even the load isn't on your body, it's basically just you standing, is its preparation for the catch for the swing down and back swing into your clean or your snatch. So anybody, throw some questions down here. Actually catching my breath and feeling pretty good. That's a good one. Yeah, I enjoy that bottle. It's been a long time that I've had this one, but it's still alive. The last tall one that I had, I left on the counter, and I didn't realize when I was cooking food, and it slid over and got too close to the burn plate, and it melted the bottom so it wouldn't stand up tall. But it didn't break. These things are crazy strong. Did anybody do that portion of it with me? Because that was good. Really liked it. I'm gonna have to probably write that down. Maybe that'll make it into Kettlebell Only Muscle Gain 3. I'm thinking it might. And I'm also thinking I might forget saying that in the morning. So as long as it's recorded, then that helps. But so let's do the math on that. So we did 5 each side. We did 4 each side and 3 each side clean and presses. So 5, 4, and 3, 5, 9. That's 12. Excuse me. So 12 on each side is 24. We did 10. Oh, I can't stop hiccuping. We did 10 rounds. 10 times 24 is 240. So I just did 240 clean and strict presses with a 53-pound kettlebell, and I'll bring you up which one I used. Tonight I chose to use this 24-kilogram Paradigm Pro Elite by KETTLEBELLS USA. Notice it's a different bell. Got the hollow cast. Here's the handles. You can see it through there. See how it looks like? It's much wider than Kettlebell Kings. It's definitely different. So if you have a bigger forearm, I think that these bells, especially as they get heavier, are for you. Everybody's going to have a kettlebell that fits them better than another one because they're all made differently, just like we're all different. So I like doing is testing a couple different bells. If you're going to buy some and to test them at home, or if you can't get to a gym or like a place like mine or something like that that has a bunch of different bells, what I recommend is possibly finding bells in a mid-weight. Like if you have a couple different bells that are medium weight for you, let's use this as a 16 or 20 kilogram for me. I'm going to buy a couple different weights that are close to that. So if I have a 16 of Kettlebell Kings, I might try an 18 of Kettlebell USA. So they're right there. And then I can really feel the differences in that close. I don't want to buy like a 16 Kettlebell Kings and a 32 kilogram Kettlebell USA because there's no, you might feel the handle, but you're not going to know what it's like when you're using it so much because the weight is so different. It's just things that I think off the top of my head. I'm trying to think of other stuff. I feel pretty good. Yeah. But let me stop that alarm from going off again. If you do have, another thing is if you have a big arm, let's talk about bigness first. Let's talk about this really quick and then I'll get back to the adjustable bells. So if you have a large forearm, maybe I don't have a large bone structure, and maybe that's why I look bigger than some, is because my wrist looks small and then the forearms and arm whatever looks big compared. I mean, that was really good for bodybuilding, but in here, so I don't have a really big bone structure in my wrist width-wise, but I do have more muscle down here and sitting up in this area, so it moves the bell. You have to think about that, like your body shape and size, it's just like driving a truck and getting different tires on it, okay, different sizes. As your body gets bigger, things are going to change. As your body gets smaller, things are going to change. When I started doing this after Portugal, I was 224 pounds. Now I'm about 7 pounds less than that, and I'm not losing muscle. I'm definitely getting leaner because these pants are just about falling off. But you got to think things change. If you ever notice how your shoes might fit differently as you get leaned out, I mean, absolutely. So that's things, your clothing, how you move, how you absorb the weight. Muscle, okay, here's another thing people don't realize. There's intramuscular fat, there's visceral, there's subcutaneous fat. You might not lose muscle, but the diameter of arms and stuff gets smaller as you lose fat. Excuse me. But also, if you're doing like carb depleting diets, whether it's a keto and then you refill or something like that, if you're doing low carb for a while, then increasing, if you train on low carbohydrates, your muscle tissue might be flat, if that makes sense. You might not be holding as much glycogen in the muscle tissue or water. So there's what is it almost for 1 gram of glycogen into the muscle tissue, almost 3 grams of water follow or something like that. So that's like when people get when they get really depleted and they start eating carbohydrates again and water, they puff up. So it's just a way to load your muscle full of energy, but at the same time people use that for physique enhancement or physique change, recomposition through dietary restrictions and changes. That's going to affect possibly how you move and possibly how you feel. Have you ever trained and had a real big pump and then you're in a rack position with your kettlebells? I mean, it feels different than when you're kind of depleted and just kind of going. You don't get that pump. I mean, you're not as filled. So anyway, just things that I think about that people might not. Let me get this question. What do I think of adjustable competition kettlebells? For space saving and money saving, they're absolutely incredible. Most of them I think are all made in the same place because they sure as heck look exactly the same as far as the mold and how they're made. I don't think anybody makes an adjustable kettlebell within the United States. So that makes me think they're coming from like foundries possibly in China. I'm pretty sure that's where most of the ones that I've seen have been from. I have one from KETTLEBELL KINGS. I think it's fine. I take it on vacations. It's great for that. It can go anywhere from like 17 pounds to 30 to 70 pounds. Plenty of weight in one space this big. If I bring something that's a 70, you know what I mean? So if you have 2 of them and you possibly live in an apartment or don't have much space or just possibly a room like this, 2 adjustable kettlebells are absolutely great. A lot of people think, well, I don't want to change that weight in the middle of my workout. Well, then buy some other stuff. I mean, everything has pros and cons. Just depends. Now, if I do a workout like I did tonight that used that 54 or 53 pounder the whole time, an adjustable kettlebell will be absolutely fine for that. I'm not changing it. Now, some people want to change weights, like do a couple exercises and change a weight. Do a couple sets, change a weight. You might not like it for that. But if you had 2 of them, I don't know. If you have 2 adjustable kettlebells, that means you have pairs anywhere from 8 kilograms all the way mostly up to 32. So you have 8s, you have 12s, or whatever. They go up, usually in 4 kilograms, which is 8.8 pounds. Now some of them probably go up, and if they're plate loaded inside, they might be in 5s and 2.5s in different degrees and stuff like that. But anyway, if you have 2 of them, you have a whole set, 2 sets, so basically a whole set of pairs for your double work. If you're doing kettlebell sport, I think they're great for changing stuff. Now, if you're doing kettlebell sport and you I'm trying to think, you have one weight that you're going to be using or competing with, you should probably get that weight, a solid weight, a solid bell that you could possibly even bring and use in your competitions. You want to be used to the feel of the weight you're going to use in competition because it's so precise. Kettlebell competitions, there's so many repetitions. Every repetition has to be precise. That's what's going to make you get high reps, is have your reps at the end good, is if each one before them were precise and very, very good. Can I fix my arm with that? Yeah. My little helper's coming over here to bring my arm aid. Can I see that? Well, my arm's not that small. That's like your arm, dude. What do you think? All right, so, by the way, I'm going to leak something here. As you may have known, arm aid is one of the best tools that I've used to take care of my body as far as in kettlebell training or anything grip related. Please do not climb up there, okay? Because you can knock that microphone off, okay? You can just go around the other way. Go around the other way. It's a little safer. Anyway, I've had one of these, a different version of this, since 2012. And Ollie just brought it to me. But I'm going to do a little leak is we're going to do a giveaway or a couple of these things. I believe next week, if I can get it organized with Armaid. You heard it here. So I don't know what we'll do. Probably do some follow stuff and probably some, just be careful with that, please. But anyway, this is absolutely important to have. I'm going to work on, right there. So my finger flexors and my wrist flexors, please stop, buddy. Okay. Okay. Remember, it's not meant to be close. You're not supposed to talk to it really close. You're not singing.
Hello.
Hello. Buddy, you're knocking everything, okay? I'm going to have to ask you to leave if you can't be quiet, okay, or still. Okay? All right, so anyway, yeah. So you really got to use this. You can work in so many different areas. If you can see, it's a really easy place to put it. I can work up here, put it on my knee, my quad, and just work on loosening up some of that tissue that just got really, really tight from my training. But anyway, so I think next week, if not in the next week, then the week after that, I promise we'll have some stuff going on with these. Highly beneficial. But anyway, so anybody else questions? That's what I think about competition kettlebells. I think they are great for space saving and, like I said, money saving. Kettlebells are they're expensive. They're highly worth it. But if you buy a bunch of kettlebells and if you need a whole set, for yourself, let's say a single kettlebell is adjustable kettlebell is $300. I believe that's what I saw around Kettlebell Kings. Let's say $300. So you have this right here. This 53-pound kettlebell I have is 150. One of them. So if I got a 28, a 24 and a 28 are going to be more expensive than that adjustable kettlebell that can have both of those weights, if that makes sense. Then, on top of that, let's say I bought two. Let's buy $600. Think about that right there. It's the same thing as the one, just double. If the 24 and the 28 ends up costing more than the single adjustable kettlebell, well then, you see my point there, I think. It just depends on what you're trying to get. So anyway, shoot some questions down there. Type. I get a couple more minutes to answer. Probably going to do it for about 7 more minutes. But yeah, adjustable kettlebells, as long as they're good. Now, a lot of people, you might feel a rattle, and that seems to bother some people. You could get like a different type of a self-healing nut inside. You could possibly put very, very thin pieces of foam in between the weights to keep them from rattling. To keep that nut from getting looser, like I said, you can get the ones that are like kind of the self. They have the rubberish or the plasticky ring on the inside, so when you tighten it down, it makes it really tight. Sometimes I have that stuff with mace, different things. I gotta stretch while I'm doing this. Give me a second. Yeah, here we go. All right, so I can just hang here and talk to you. That feels good. So the reason why I'm doing this is decompression. So all those presses compressed me by pushing all that weight down into my shoulder. So now grabbing up top and I'm rotating back and forth and I'm hanging. Okay, so instead of all my body weight, say my hands were cramped or destroyed or something like that. There we go. So I'm decompressing those joints. I'm putting the tissues, the shoulder tissues, the rotator cuff muscles, the lats, pecs, all that stuff. I'm putting them in distraction. So I'm giving the joint space. Going different spots with that. But anyway, so back to those adjustable kettlebells. I have one. I do like it. I'm glad that I have one. Once again, I have lots of kettlebells. I mean, I ran a gym for over a decade. Probably should sell a bunch of those. We'll see. We'll see what ends up in the next couple months. But anyway, if you have any questions, put them down there. I had a great time doing this workout with everybody. If anyone actually did it, because I'm pretty sure I just sprung it on people at the last minute. But that's why I like to take these workouts and put them on kbmuscle.com. So if you want to revisit them, they're there. Please share that site, whatever. If you're following us here, please subscribe and like and all that stuff. Feel free to ask any questions. Shoot me a message. So I'm probably going to say ta-ta for now. I really, like I said, other than the pain in my hip, which didn't bother me during that. I'm going to get that work done tomorrow, but I didn't feel anything there by doing that workout, and that's why, and someone asked me if I just made this off the top of my head. I make it off the top of my head by basically how my body feels. I knew I wanted to press, and I knew I wanted to do some stuff, and cleans felt fine, and a few snatches felt good. I wasn't going to put a whole bunch of hip flexion in there to possibly mess up or tighten up my hip before I go and see the doc for it tomorrow. I mean, I got a great pump on that forearm there. I mean, that's feeling that. Let's see. Yeah, definitely feeling that. Also, getting leaner. So, that's cool. I mean, that is the goal. That is my goal. After I did the World Championships for WKSF and kettlebell snatch in Portugal, what else I was going to do? I didn't feel like, I mean, it kind of came out of retirement, really, to do that. I wasn't planning on immediately doing more. It's resting. I want a different goal. That's the thing. I don't like to keep just pushing after and all that stuff. I enjoyed what I did. I went out, I played, I had fun, met some great people, saw a part of the world that I never have, traveled to Europe for the first time. Portugal was beautiful. I still haven't even comprehended it because of all the stuff that's been going on around me in the past 3 months since I got back, really. July, August, September, October. Yeah. 3-4 months. But anyway, so I haven't even looked through all the pictures yet. That's nuts. But I've been trying to do this to try to build up our brand, build up my brand, the Kettlebell Muscle Gain. So anything you can do, I really appreciate it. I love when people tag us on Instagram, on here, when they share our videos. Let me know. Like, hey, I shared this. I appreciate that. Follow us on Instagram and leave messages or whatever at KB Muscle. When people show, I got a couple testimonials coming up that showed somebody that did a body recomposition for the 8 weeks of the kettlebell only muscle gain, and wow, looked so different, so different. He ended up doing it on a caloric deficit to cut up and lose some fat, and looked wonderful. I gotta say, I'll share him later, but I think it's gonna be on my Instagram. Maybe I'll put a post up here. I should, shouldn't I? Everything's becoming so much the same. YouTube wants shorts, Instagram wants reels, TikTok. I'm not even dealing with it. But it's everywhere when it comes to the short form video. Personally, I don't like doing it because I was laughing the other day. I'm like, short form video in my mind is just a bunch of pointing and all that stuff, but it's trying to teach. If you're trying to teach somebody something, I think it's great for showing off. But if you're trying to teach somebody, that's literally trying to teach somebody biochemistry in a McDonald's kitchen. Super basics. But anyway, that's why I like doing stuff like this. So I can train, I can talk, people can watch, you can rewatch. But yeah, I mean, if I don't do some of these short form things, that's what these that's what these channels are pushing. So if I don't put it out there, I notice everything starts to drop on here. So kind of like got to go with the flow. So that's why I've been taking, luckily I have 1,500 videos to pull short form videos from. Another thing, thanks for helping us reach that. Can't believe it. We almost have 40,000 subscribers on YouTube. I have 1,500 plus videos on that. I think it's one of the largest kettlebell channels on the internet. If there's one larger, let me know. Put it down at the bottom. I, for a fact, know we're one of the largest. And it's just, that's crazy to me. But that just shows I didn't set out to do that at all. I just set out to like kind of taping my stuff so I could learn myself and pass it on. But I never stopped. I always had stuff. I had time where I wasn't like trying to make any money off of it or doing things like that. Just putting out right there. But the reason why I did that, it's consistency. If you want to start something, just put it out. Just do it. Start exercising. Start making videos. It doesn't matter how good you are. Just do it. Pretty soon you'll learn from all that stuff. Thank you. I'm glad you love coming to our channel for various kettlebell tips. Yes. But like
that's the same thing. If I show up and do if I do one workout, I can have a good or a bad workout. If I do 100 workouts, guarantee they're more likely going to be better than not. There's going to be ups and downs, but in the end, there's 100 of them. That is very consistent. So you do one, you might have the next one not very good, and just might get upset and not do it for a while. Just keep putting stuff out. Just keep showing up, keep training. It doesn't have to be maxing. I hate the whole thing about chasing maxes constantly. You want to chase feeling good, whether that's physically moving or just feeling good by doing something, by feeling accomplished, whatever. Anyway, so let me go. Someone says, Stan says, I watch YouTube for longer videos, don't know why they're pushing the shorts. I know why they're pushing the shorts. They're pushing the shorts because there's TikTok and Instagram out there. They're losing people. I know, I do too. So think about this. If I want to watch something, if I want to learn something, chances are it's on YouTube. But when people Instagram started doing the long form videos at up to 10 more minutes, that started taking some, not as much, but some people from YouTube. Okay, so now they're all pushing, so the short videos, the reels and the TikToks and all that stuff, that YouTube has to compete. If you think about it, if they want to that's why they pay certain people. That's why certain Instagram has a certain amount of money they'll give you if you make enough reels, if you're monetized or stuff like that. But if they didn't do it, they would be losing creators. So as much as I don't really like it, I'm going to try to put out ones that I think will help you. Maybe I'll use them. I'm kind of using them as commercials, really. Like, here's my bigger video. Here's a piece of it. Come watch it. Because sometimes people in the big videos get kind of lost if I don't tag it all out. Anyway, just want to say thank you. Really, really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this, save it, bookmark it or something like that. Hit subscribe, hit like, please. But taking off, Joe. I'll see you later.